Yo, what's going on, guys? We have a brand new archetype that just got announced. I guess they're called the Kshatri-Las. They've got a lot of stuff revealed and new Morphtrohic support. It's going to be crazy. If you're excited about new YuGiOh cards, drop a like on this video. But they really just showed up so many new cards for the, again, I believe it's pronounced Kshatri-La. But on top of that, yeah, let's check out the new, we got a gadget box. So let's check out this new support over here. So it's a new continuous spell card. That is going to be the card on, well, actually, I don't know which one it is. They're both continuous. So gadget box is a new continuous spell card that says it's always treated as a Morphtrohic card. You can only activate one card with this card's name per turn. It says, as the first part of the effect, when this card resolves, you can place 3 morph counters on it. The second part is once per turn, you can remove 1 morph counter from your field, and if you do special summon 1 gadget box token, Machine Earth level 1/0/0, you can't special summon monsters from the extra while this token is on the field, except for synchro monsters. So it only has to exist on the field, which means that we could just synchro, and then we don't even have like the real downside, because as soon as it resolves, you can place the counters on it. That's pretty interesting. Okay, so it just gives you a level 1. I mean, you could still tribute. I mean, you could still do a lot of things, but this card might be seeing some play into other things for sure. Next up, though, we have the toolbox, and you know what? That's probably the card on the right, is my guess over here. Anyways. So the toolbox is a continuous spell card that says you can only use one first effect of this card's name per turn. The first part of it says you control a monster. You can reveal 2 equipped spells with different names from your deck, and if you do, your opponent randomly picks one for you to add to your hand. Also place the other on the bottom of the deck. Oh, dang. I thought it was going to be send the other one to the graveyard, which would have actually been really broken for Broken Bamboo Sword. Speaking of, I mean, just being able to reveal any 2, and then one of them goes to the bottom. I'm wondering if you could do some weird things with, like, what is it, the Convulsions of Nature, Gishki Diviner. There's probably going to be some weird thing that someone's going to figure out. For equipped spells to do some sort of FTK. That's the only time they're equipped spells. Like, if you guys remember, like, was it Black Pendant, like Bryo, OTK, FTK? Like, there might be some reason. I mean, being able to search for equipped spells is pretty dang good. They have to be different names, but we'll wait and see if that becomes some sort of like problem in the future. But it's like a once per turn thing. All right, so let's check out the Kshatri-La, I believe how it's pronounced. So, anyways, let's get started over here. So first off, we have the Kshatri-La Fenrir over here. It is a monster. Looks like it's an Earth, 24/24 for the stats. It's going to be a level 7 Earth Psychic. That's a pretty weird mix-up. It says you can only use the second and third effects of this card's name each once per turn. The first part of the effect is if you control no monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand. Second part is during your main phase, you get to add 1 Kshatri-La monster from your deck to your hand. The third effect is when this card declares an attack, or if your opponent activates a monster effect, you can target 1 face-up card your opponent controls and banish it face down. Okay. That's pretty interesting. In fact, just being able to banish it doesn't negate the effect, though, which is kind of the most important part, though. I don't think the card's that bad at all. I mean, just being able to just special summon it and have like an instant like disruption for like any archetype, that's a really solid effect. I would say this is like already looking like an S tier card, like a splashable one too. Next up, oh, they get a unicorn too. This is the Kshatri-La unicorn. It is going to be a wind, and it's got 25 attack, 2100 defense points, and it's a wind psychic. Oh, so they're new psychics. All right, so says you can only use the second and third effect of this card's name each once per turn. The first part is if you control the monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand. Second part is during your main phase, you can add 1 Kshatri-La spell from your deck to your hand. Third effect is when this card declares an attack, or if your opponent activates a monster effect, you can look at your opponent's extra and banish 1 monster from it face down. What the heck? These are actually, all of them are good. Like, just being able to banish, like, there's so many decks and archetypes where it's like, they need that one card, right? You banish it, GG's, right? Like, if you're playing against Quasar, like, and you banish the one Quasar. Who's playing Quasar in 22? All right, but you guys get the point, right? These are really good effects. Next up, though, we have the Kshatri-La Ogre, which is a level 7 Water Psychics. It's 2800 attack, 1000 defense points. You can only use the second and third effects of this card's name each once per turn. So the first part is if you control no monsters, special summon it. Second part is during your main phase, you can add a Kshatri-La trap from your deck to your hand. Third effect is when this card declares an attack, or if your opponent activates a monster effect, you can activate the top 5 cards of your opponent's deck. And if you do, banish 1 of them face down. Also place the rest of the bottom of the deck, or the rest of the top of the deck in the same order. Okay, maybe you could use some weird stuff with Mind Curse, but like, I just like that effect of if they activate a monster effect, you can just banish 1 face-up card face down. Like, just being, like, this effect already. This card is an S tier card. This card is like an A tier card, especially in the side deck. Really good stacks. Next up, though, we have the Kshatri-La, Shangri-La. Oh, this is like, is this Tibetan stuff? But anyways, rank 7 fire psychic exceeds effect monster, 0 attack, 3000 defense, 2+ level 7 monsters. It says you can only use first effect of this card's name once per turn. First effect is during each standby phase, you can special summon a Kshatri-La monster from your deck. Oh, broken! What? This is so good. And remember, those cards effects, when they get summoned, right? You get to search out, during your main phase, you can either search a spell or a trap. That's so good. And then they have the bonus effects too. Second part is each time your opponent's card is banished face down, you get to choose one unused main monster spell or trap zone. It cannot be used while this monster is face up on the field. That could still be a pretty good effect, though. I like that. That's a pretty decent effect. The third effect is if this card be destroyed with compatible card effect, you can attach from 0 from it instead. Okay, I mean, it's just basically during each time I phase, you're just getting a free monster from your deck. That's already super solid. And it is a generic, so you can, like, use one of your monsters over here, and you don't even, like, lose out on the monster. Like, if the card effect was you would tribute this card or something, it's just, it's more likely when your opponent activates the effect. I mean, I guess when it declares an attack, just being able to target a face up and just banish it is still a fantastic effect. Like, that's already good enough. But the fact that you can just special summon it from the deck, and then you get the other cards, search out other cards. Okay, let's check out their spell and trap support. But, like, it's looking really solid. Next up, Scareclaw. Okay, I didn't expect I thought this was going to be more support for them. Anyways, Scareclaw getting more support. Declines Scareclaw normal spell card that says you can only use the second effect of this card's name once per turn. So the first part is target a permanent planet Reich phobia you control or in your graveyard, return it to the hand. Then if you control a Vista Starfrost, you can change one face-up monster your opponent controls to face down defense person. Second part is if there are 3 or more defense person monsters on the field, you can banish this card from your graveyard to add a Scareclaw from your graveyard to your hand. All right. Next up, we have the Kshatri-La Birth, which is a continuous spell card that says you can only use the first, second, and third effect of this card's name each once per turn. The first part of it is you can normal summon level 7 monsters without tributing. Oh, wow. That could be used for any archetype. Wait. That basically outclasses, what is it? Mausoleum the Emperor, right? So you could just normal summon, it has to be 7. It's not 7 or lower. Ooh, this could open up the doors for a lot more things too. But anyways, I was just thinking, like, off the top of my head, like Majesties, Vanities, like all those cards, right? Second part is during your main phase, you just special summon one of your non-exceeds Kshatri-La monsters that is banished or in your graveyard. You just special summon one of them? Dude, this archetype's already looking like broken now. Like, potentially S tier. The third part of the effect is if your opponent can activate a spell card or effect, if you control a Kshatri-La monster, you can target 3 cards in your opponent's graveyard and banish them face down. Wow, that is actually really good. Any spell just being able to banish 3 triple cards and face down. Whew, that's pretty solid. I like it. Next up, though, we have the Scareclaw Twin Saw, which is a normal trap card that says you can only activate 1 card of this card's name per turn. First part of the effect is to tribute a Scareclaw monster, then target 2 cards your opponent controls, destroy them, and if you do, and if you control Vista Starfrost, banish them. Second part is if there is a link 3 or higher monster on the field, you can banish this card from your graveyard. Link monsters on the field cannot activate their effects this turn. Okay. Next up, though, we have the Kshatri-La Prepare, continuous trap card that says you can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. First part of the effect is during either player's turn, you special one of your Kshatri-La monsters that is banished or in your hand. The second part is if your opponent activates a trap card or effect while this card is face up in the spell and trap zone and you control a Kshatri-La monster, you can look at your opponent's hand and banish 1 card from it face down. All right, this archetype's looking like pretty S tier. Like, it's got so much potential just off of like the introduction of them. I think this has high potential for meta. But anyways, let me know, guys, what you think of the Kshatri-Las down below in the comment section below. But if you guys are new here and you don't want to miss out on new stuff, speaking of Morphtrohic, since I did cover them, I got a way to infinitely summon Link monsters. It's pretty broken. I'll be dropping that video probably tomorrow. But anyways, thanks for tuning in. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace!